Hey guys, we're back at Reef Aquaria Design in Fort Lauderdale, and we are going to get a tour from Jeff himself. So he's going to run us through, and believe me, we're going to run through. So without further ado, let's hit with Jeff.
On it, and then FRP, so all this is plywood. Okay. So when I do a project, it's plywood and FRP normally. Nice. So it's like an industrial bathroom, right? Yep. So you can pee on the walls and it's perfectly fine. All the dosings in, huh? Not yet.
Only when
all
you do nitrate
here,
dosing.
And you're tall enough, so open the refrigerator up there. Yeah, open that. Yep, there you go. And then you'll find the Reef Nutrition foods that are put in liquid dosing, right? Through the Apex system. And automated there, and Tulia wants me to get hydros now, but that's okay. We'll figure it out one day down the road. This total gallonage is 2,000 with the sump, so capacity of real water is 2,000 gallons. It's a 1680 by external dimensions. Gallons?
8,000 liters.
Approximately. 8,102 liters.
Yep. Roughly.
I don't know.
Just roughly.
Again, with clients, they get to see something that's finished, and then you can show them a water change system, fresh water upstairs, salt water downstairs, and water mixing station, right? So they get an idea. They should have it remote if they can, but it helps with clients because people have no clue. They watch the TV show, and they think you just throw it together and you put 80 fish in one day, and everything's done. Yeah. It never works like that.
And the filtration is as big as 2 crates of beer that you can just slide underneath.
Yeah, the free beer is good too. There was fiber optic when I got here, which was great. That helps out a lot with the internet. And then let's go to the warehouse here real quick. Once I walked into here on that tour that morning, I looked up and I thought, oh my God, I got a concrete roof. It's all fire sprinklers. And we're 10.3 above floodplain, 10.3 feet. So this building will never flood as long as I'm alive. Maybe by the time I'm 100, it will flood. But between now and then, I don't care. But yeah, it's super, super safe, well put together. We put the ramps in, I put the gates in, right? Security, which is important, just so people don't walk in off the street, that kind of shit. And I put that ramp in too. So during, or if we had a hurricane, at one time I had 16 cars in here at one time for a hurricane. Just bring them all in. Everybody's cars, including any of the employees or anybody, I don't care, clients. And we have a barbecue, we have water, weapons, freezers, and, what else? What else do you need?
Yeah.
Ammo.
Oh, of course we have ammo. Not as much ammo as he has. Well, I have six FEIN numbers now, which is 6 federal tax numbers. But we have ChemiPure, we have Jellyfish Art, and then we have Reef Aquaria Design, right? And we have the Deltec and whatever else we're doing, all the aquaculture that we're doing as well. But it's very organized, clean. I'll build the big tanks under the gantry right there. So there's a jaws of life. You can pick up a big piece of marble and you can pick up big glass and you'll build big tanks like in the showroom with that clamp there with the pulley system, and you don't have to kill yourself in building a big glass aquarium. So lots of fun stuff. Finished goods for ChemiPure. We've had a hell of a month. Things are busy. Oh my goodness, what is this? More German product, Tropic Marin Salt. I don't know how these Germans, huh? Marcus, it drives me crazy. These Germans are just so crazy.
He's one of the best, definitely.
One of the best, right?
True story.
Yeah, which is true. And what is this? I don't even know where that's going. What does this say? Trefford, that's going to UK, that's going to ALF. ALF.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
ALF.
ALF. Yeah, ALF, ALF.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the UK. So we're shipping all the time, right? All the time. Let's go back and we'll see ChemiPure first. So the boys are back here. So you guys can see the overspray on the floor is from polyurethane for the styrofoam CNC that he did for moldings. So that's what the floor is. I figured I don't need to deal with the floor. Screw it, right, as a building.
Yeah.
But he did this addition before the 2007-8 market collapse. He expanded this building for $698,000. and that's to my benefit. So when we got here, we figured we'd put the ChemiPure back here, which works really well. So this is all unfinished products. Ashton, who is the king of ChemiPure, runs the whole thing at 19 years old. How old are you now? 26. Of course he's 26. But he's been here about 6 years. But yeah, when I hired him, he looked like he was underage. Really, literally. The girls love him, I guess. But yeah, unfinished goods, right? And then there's a semi-automated assembly line, right? So you'll be pushing out 6 or 8 at a time through here. So you put the bags in the bottle, and then it meters itself through with the different formulas for the ChemiPure. And then it goes over there to the tie wrap station. There's a capper, there's a labeler, and then there's an end packing station where you'll make 12 packs, put them into the cardboard, tape them up, put them on a skid, and then it goes through. So it's very efficient. When I first bought the company, now 14 years ago, it would take 8 men to generate 3,000 products in a day. It takes literally 2 guys can do it now. And I've had that for 12 years. So the efficiencies, right? Very important when you look at efficiencies, just like the Germans. He can make 3,488 Abyzz motors in one day. Yeah. And Jan makes the 7i,
absolutely
24 of them in one day, every day. And the zoo skimmers too?
Yes.
Yeah.
For you.
10 of them in a day. Impossible. So these are bottles. This is probably 100 or 50,000 bottles. I'll find out right now.
150,000 bottles, you said?
What?
150,000 bottles, you said?
Yeah, I don't know. How many bottles did you just get in? These are
22 pallets.
So 50,000?
22,000.
So 50,000 bottles just came in today? Friday. So those are full unit jars. So 50,000 at a time. I think I buy 100,000 as an allotment, but we'll only receive 50. Okay. Just because you get too clogged up, right? Water system here for RODI, and then that feeds aquaculture. And again, just don't show the label, the crazy German carbon. Again, I can't get away from the Germans. They drive me crazy. Okay, let's go. I got another container of carbon coming right now. So you never want to run out of stock, right?
Nope. Not when you try to sell something.
Yeah, you have to have it at all times. So this is Gelagio here. Gelagio, like Bellagio, but Gelagio. So in here is the jellyfish lab. Just pull that door closed. So we're growing all the moon jellyfish in here for their full life cycle. This room runs about 69, 70 degrees, so a little cooler. It feels always good in the summer, nice place to come into. You guys have unions in Germany?
We do, but not for every type of job.
I'll show you here. Ready for this one? This right here is the anti-union device. Yeah, oh, it's automatically feeding the jellyfish.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. You have unions in the UK too?
Yeah, again, same as Germany, not for every
Right, so this is a Jeffism, I call it. I made this a long time ago, and I thought that makes it a lot more efficient than we have to get 16 scientists to do this. And it always works, and it never takes a day off. Right? 365 days a year. You never take a day off? Just like you and I? Yeah, same thing. I don't take a day off either. So yeah, we're growing a lot of them at all times. We always have them, and it's super important. The life cycle, of course, is here, and the parents are in here. All the polyps are in there. Oh, the reason it works is because of the beautiful Deltec skimmer. There are no Abyzz motors in here. I'm sorry.
Not yet.
Not yet. Alex told me he'll have it ready next week. Oh, another anti-union device. See, it always works. And with the backup generator running the whole building, when I saw the generator, I was like, holy shit, that's fantastic too. There's another plus because that generator is probably nowadays maybe 180,000 bucks, 200,000 bucks to put in.
I bet.
And then the water for water changes in here is the same temperature, right? In the room.
Yeah.
Because the coral rooms are different with temperature profile, right? So those are running at 77 degrees Fahrenheit. But this was the first aquaculture lab. It's basically a used walk-in cooler panels from a Winn-Dixie grocery store or something. And I had the Hylians put this one together. This was 10,500 bucks just to put the thing together with the doors. And that was a dream. And then we started FRPing the walls because even though it's stainless steel panels, they'll still rust.
Yeah.
But you'll see in the other labs I did a different thing. And then you'll notice too, there's sprinklers on top because that's by code too. I have to have sprinklers. And you'll look around. If you find a strip plug anywhere, let me know because we changed that. There are no strip plugs in the building because that's where you get fires from and people have trouble with that. Checklist, there's checklists all over, but everything again is electronic now in the computer. So all the chemistry gets entered right into the computer. So we go back over here. One of the things you'll notice on every corner of every building, there's an evaporative water tank, right? So all the fresh water, RODI, can only put in that much, and then you have to physically open the valve because that way you could never over flood a tank with fresh water. It'd be almost virtually impossible because it happens. Float switches fails or people leave a valve open and you can't drop salinity more than 10%, I think, in the total volume. So that was another thing that I build this kind of shit in because I'm used to doing this professionally for big aquariums and I treat it like that. So the Hialeahs, you know the Hialeah is its own country in Florida? Yeah, Hialeah. They put these 3 walk-in coolers in, that was 18,000 bucks. So I memorized numbers really well. But it was very important that I put these up, separate ones, right? So the first one...
Just not the age of your young employee.
Yeah, I knew it was 26, I was pulling his leg. So this was the first little lab we did here. And it was really meant, it's kind of worked out to be an overflow lab. So we'll have like the rows and enemies and things from clients' aquariums. So when you move a client's aquarium and you need somewhere to put animals into. And that's really what it's worked out. They'll quarantine some of the corals through here before they put them in the other lab, in lab 3, smaller clownfish, just different things that come in. You know, even for holding fish, so one of my philosophies per se that really has worked out super well is if you bring fish in from a trusted supplier like Quality Marine, Dynasty Marine, A&M Aquatics, different companies we deal with, you can put them in a reef system. They don't really need medication. They're going to either have an ectoparasite, which you can dip them for, but once they're in here, they're ready to go to a client's aquarium. You don't need to put them in a cubicles with copper. Right. It's not necessary. Same thing with Anthias, of course. They need space. They need space. But all these fish, I mean, you look at them, they look great. They look a little hungry, but they look really good. But again, mostly you'll see is just reef fish, right? Anything for a coral reef aquarium. And the dreaded plague, of course, Xenia and GSP, green star polyp, going all the time. They'll cut corals in here. They'll do this, use this as the water chemistry lab on Wednesdays, water quality Wednesdays. And then you just see all sorts of great things like little clownfish and things in here, different plugs. Oh, damn, more Deltec filtration.
More Deltec equipment, right?
More Deltec equipment. It's crazy. There's so much Deltec equipment. I don't know why, but it's all of these years. It's kind of a love affair. Let's go. And I'll give you the story again. I was going to buy a Porsche GT3, and I thought, gosh, do I really need a Porsche GT3? My wife has a boat with 4 engines on it. I don't need a Porsche GT3. So I built this coral system instead. And we'll just go on in. So it's 7 independent systems, coral systems. There's 216 electric outlets, 56 Radion Gen 5s, I believe. There's 28 Ecotech MP40s. There's a bunch of Deltec pumps and maybe some L2 Ecotech pumps as well. But each system is its own 400 gallons with its own sump. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way down. And we're housing fish. Even these yellow tangs came from Biota, but I bought them really small like they sell them, and then I'll house them in here and they grow out, which is really the way to go. But you'll see in here, same thing, all reef fish that we can use in clients' aquariums. So we always have inventory of animals at all times. It's in great shape, ready to go. There's always, you know, evolutionary changes, like even this green bird's nest here, that's the ORA green bird's nest, that was in a client's aquarium overgrowing. So we have to harvest it out and plant it here, and again, it's sustainable. And just a normal practice, the Monty Caps, the Acroporas, these blue tanks came from Biota too, from Oceanic Institute in Hawaii, and they were tiny when I got them. And now they've been here a year and they're in perfect health. Super important. But we'll get different fish from different suppliers, and there's always change, right? This is all red Monty Cap that just came out of a client's aquarium because things overgrow. And down this way is something very special I want to show you. Down here is the cute little guys. I'll move their magnet. These are 50 purple tangs that we got from Quality Marine in Los Angeles, who's growing the purple tangs now. They're growing some gem tangs too. But they have these purple tangs. I got them literally like an inch big about 6 weeks ago, and they've already tripled in size, almost all of them. You find the tiniest one that was the biggest one before.
They look amazing as a
Right, but when I saw them at Quality Marine, I thought to myself, well, why don't I just get like 50 or 100 from you guys, and make me a deal for the baby ones, because I throw them in here, and that's what they need. They need a reef tank. So when they do them in aquaculture, sometimes they look at them a little bit differently, but because we have these reef systems, it makes sense to me. So if I bought 50 of them, and it takes 3-6 months to grow them up, then that's fantastic.
Yeah.
But they're already acclimated, right? You don't need to quarantine these. Just throw them right in your aquarium.
So how many is in there, sorry? 50?
There's 50. 50 of them right now. Did you count them all again?
Yeah, I will. Just
1, 2, 3, 50. But yeah, super cool, right? And they're getting fed on some micro foods in there, and they're eating nori. And it was interesting, when I first took them in, one of the guys says, oh, well, you have to turn these pumps off. I'm like, what are you talking about? Have you ever seen one of these in the ocean? Tangs in the ocean, they live in the impact zone. So why would you turn the pump off? Oh, they might get stuck. To turn the pumps back on and just don't ever turn them off again. Because they need that energy, right?
Yeah.
They need flow. We haven't had one get ripped up, because if they do, they go boom. Some of the fish grow bigger faster, right? And I, at 64 years old, think maybe one day I'll be tall like you. But then I realized Alex and I will still be shorter forever. And there's smaller.
Only a question of feeding. You
Feeding?
need more food.
Are you saying that Jeff didn't eat well?
I eat well. But these are all the same age, so you always look at that and you think to yourself, well, yeah, there's some fish get bigger, just like humans. Some people get taller, some people stay shorter like me. Not like Craig.
Yeah.
But I like that whole thought process, right? The reality of nature. And then the team, through a little bit of kicking, moaning, and screaming, I had them put pricing down on the fishes in the systems, so that when a client does come in, if they ask, we have a price. So it's, even though it's in the database, I wanted them to put physicals up so we can see it. And I don't know what they put purple tangs at yet. Purple tangs, not for sale. There you go.
Yeah.
Because I said to them, you could put a price on it, but they're not saleable really, because we're doing big tanks, not like Jolene's little aquarium. But this would be perfect, a little one for Jolene's tank in her office. Okay, let's go. We're going past our limit. We got to go fast, 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 fast. Back into production. This is the only thing I kept from the past owner, and we stenciled in Foam Factory. And I put it up on the surfboard when Jolene had surgery on her shoulder, and she came back from the surgery. She said, well, why did you put it up there? I said, because you weren't in the building. This is a true story. Yeah, crazy. Table saws, chop saws, CNC, and then I'll show you, this is a crazy thing like the Germans, right? Organized PVC. It's important to be organized in efficiencies in business. Like Alex knows, he has bins and he's very organized, I think, too. But if you're organized, then you can see your inventory levels, you know what you've got, because counting all the PVC pipes is a waste of time. But we have everything, including that case over there has, I don't know, $10,000 or $20,000 in valves and unions and parts and check valves and things like that, too. And look at, even Buddy made this custom paper towel holder, because we go through a lot of paper towels for servicing. And I said, Buddy, can you make me a paper towel holder? And he just said, oh yeah, I got that, no problem. And that's what we did, so we put that up there. And there's the guys going by right now. They're going after attacking something. And look, oh, that was me at the range. I think it was a very bad shot, but still, it was pretty good. I mean, you would run, if I saw that too, I would run too. Oh, I gotta show you down here. So when we get projects that are in process now, that's a project palette there. And then the expensive shit, I had to hide there for the Canons and the Abyzz A400s. So there's like $30,000 of Abyzz sitting up, but I put them on a high pallet so nobody touches it. And including these lights, I just got the Blu-ray boosters from Italy for this next 6002 because that lights are going to be higher and I need to get some penetration down. So those are on another rack on the other side, but I'm already inventorying all the materials in advance. And I ordered the 7 eyes from Jan with your motors on it, the A200s, right?
Yep, that's true.
So the sooner you can get the motors, the better off it's going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I'll take care of that.
Right, so we're going. And this is the truck coming back from the show. Jan sold all of the Deltec products at the show, everything. He was the best salesman we've ever had.
Nice.
But we drove this back from Reefapalooza. It was a really great show. We had a very nice time. Tank building, sump building, different things, all sorts of stuff, anywhere and everywhere you can think of. And I show you the, hey, are you bringing that swordfish over or what? I got these crazy Germans. They want to see the swordfish core.
You might just come pick it up. It's a fucking disaster this morning at the drop site.
Oh, disaster.
Just fucking, I don't even know what to do. I
All
really
right,
don't.
send us a picture of the core of this swordfish, okay?
It's in the cooler on the boat.
Okay.
Come by later.
All right, I will. All right, bye. So this is the Liberty Bell. Oh my God, it's so loud. That's a 1925 U.S. lighthouse station that was found in Government Cut by a dive buddy of ours in the early or mid 70s, and it probably went down the 26 hurricane of Miami. So he found it diving, put a rope around it, lashed it up to the cleat because the divers would dive by themselves catching tropicals, and then he drug it to behind the boat, driving it to the boat ramp, got to the boat ramp, tied it to the bumper of his truck, drug it up the way, and then another big guy in him picked it up. It weighs 225 pounds. Wow. It's solid bronze. I bought that for $100 in 1985. When I went to go get it sandblasted and powder coated, they said it was $1,340 in scrap metal, in bronze at that time. But it's stamped on the top, US LHS, 1925, 225 pounds.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we have Deltec finished goods here, and we have a whole, I don't know, there's 8 or 10 skids coming now of more Deltec, and there's more Deltec over there, and there's plenty of room, you can tell, to put more in. So we're trying to inventory even more and more of it coming through. So very exciting times, right? Oh, this is a good one here. There is one strip plug there, you'll notice, but it's kind of different than saltwater. But these are the different time clocks for the different companies. I clocked in once and I've never clocked out. It's true. And then let's go in here.
That's the job of
Yeah, the job of the owner, right? And then this is where all of the magic happens, right here. My wife put me back here because it's quiet and I make a lot of noise. So I don't have to deal with people coming in the front, and I just sit back here and in here count the money. I don't even know what's in here, but let's see, is this money? I wish that was all we did.
Delivery from Cuba.
Yeah, delivery from Cuba, right? Some cash from Cuba. But different historical things all over, going way back. I got a silver life-saving medal from the Department of Commerce for rescuing a pilot who crashed his plane and sank in the water off Marathon, where you guys are going. You'll see some Sombrero Light today. But he crashed his plane in 1991, and I jumped in and saved his life and pulled him out of the fuselage. And he was dead, but he wasn't dead, and the paramedics got him back to life. So I rescued a guy's life. And there's a picture of my dad in probably 62 or 63, way back when we were first doing, he was obviously doing marine aquariums in Miami. And this was at the Hialeah racetrack, probably 62 or 63. Interestingly enough, you can see he made so much money back then, he actually had a Rolex. Oh. Like I had a Rolex, but this is the Hulk. They did not have the Hulk at that time. Pretty interesting when you look and you think back through the history, how many years I've been doing this, it's forever. Like literally forever. Lots of neat stuff around, historical stuff. Of course, my lovely wife, still the picture doesn't do her justice. But all sorts of crazy stuff. Oh, let me think here. If I have some extra for Alex, let me see, Alex. I think I have extra. Where are they? No. Oh, here they are. Yeah, more bullets.
Ah, there you go.
At least it took me a little delay to get them. I don't think I need spare bullets, but police officer friend of ours.
Well, it depends on how many people try to walk in.
Yeah, but nobody's walking in.
Please line up, guys.
Yeah.
We're just going to use a bigger one.
This is a funny story. This is a real story. So one of the things for a new team member who's joining in is that the doors have to stay locked, right? Always. I don't know about in Germany. Your doors are locked?
In the company, yeah. You can't walk in without knowing someone knocking on the door.
Right.
In.
So the doors are always locked. And if the door is unlocked and somebody comes in and we have to dispatch them, whoever left the door unlocked has to clean up the blood. That's the rule. So people look at you and they think, are you real? I'm like, yeah, no. You leave the door open and we have to dispatch them. You will clean up the blood. Or you will leave.
I let my employees know.
No, right? I don't think you guys have as much issue here. And then this wall goes way down in history. It starts all the way up here. Florida Marine Aquarium Society, first show booklet from 1956. These are two articles about ChemiPure from 59 and 1960. And here's an article from November of 62 for in the Aquarium magazine about the Highland Marine Aquarium that my dad wrote and built in 62 when I was 10 months old. This article came out. So he was already working on it before I was born, for sure. Skin Diver magazine from, I believe, 68. He did an article about catching marine tropical fish. There's Jolene and I, before we knew each other, catching things for marine aquariums, which is fascinating. There's my dad at another spot there. But this is the original Skin Diver magazine. I just printed these out on aluminum and laminated them because I thought it was super cool to show some historical reference. Here's the short guy with my brother. This is in 71 when we won Best in Show, the Florida Marine Aquarium Society, as the youngest guys ever to do it. But I was 9 years old when I did that. Awesome. So it's in my blood, right? This is the guy that Jolene met and married right there back when I was 18. There she is, look at smoking hot in a dress at the trade show with static coral tanks back in the 80s, right? And then this one I built in like 87. That was East Ocean Restaurant. There's Joey Turner at 1 year old, my son. And this is at MACNA 1992 in Fort Lauderdale.
Wow.
Yeah, so lots of history. Then I was on the cover of Audubon magazine for Raiding the Reefs.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was the state sent them to me because they wanted to photograph the live rock collection business in Florida. And they sent it to me because I was always and have been and still am responsible. And they figured I would be able to give them a real honest story of what happens, which I told them the truth, of course. But the photographer, I can't remember his name, Ken something or another now, he wanted to get a picture of me standing with live rock by the 7 Mile Bridge, which was forbidden, illegal.
Oh, yeah.
Go to jail. So I can't take live rock from state waters. I said, we can't do that. You can't take a picture. But the 7 Mile Bridge, it looks so nice. No, we're not going to do this. Jeff is not breaking the rules. So I took him down to Delta Shoals, which is a place all the way off Key West, and took this photo. And all the way to sunset, the guy kept me there, and then I drove back in the dark with Lorraine Sea navigation. But I've always been boating my whole life. And then bigger tanks, stuff from ORA, from Harbor Branch many years ago when I built that business, which is still the most successful marine ornamental fish business in the planet. Different tanks, so kind of a historical wall, which I think is important to show people that we've been doing it forever. And then, of course, Natty's back. There's Natty. Hello. And Melissa. There, she's going to go on film for half a second. And, of course, the CFO, Chief Fabulous Officer, the Department
Chief Fabulous Officer.
Yeah, Department of Finance.
Fabulous.
Yes,
Nice.
so she gets the front corner office.
Nice.
Yeah, and her little reef tank here, there is no Deltec equipment on that, I must admit, and there is no Abyzz equipment on that. And then, of course, she
that
has
would
a
be
nice
perfect
little
for an
planet.
AFC 400 in here.
This would be perfect for AFC 400. And there's rules here. It says, Jeff, keep your hands out of the tank. Yeah, nobody touches the tank. It was her aquarium, so I wasn't allowed to put anything in it. But she has fun with it, and we do too. Nick, of course, is the fisherman. Sean runs ChemiPure. Natalie is helping with all things Deltec and Jellyfish Art. 5 was a record year in sales, right? So Joey and I sold some really big custom projects, unbelievable. In 1 year time, never in the history we ever done that. But this is confidential plans. You will get the Men in Black pen after this.
Yep.
This is a 6,000 residential that we're doing here in South Florida. I can't tell you where, but it's very top secret. It's an elevated filtration system. This will have 6 Abyzz A400s on it and 6 of the A400s, no, 7 A400s on it as well. It'll have 2 of the 7i Deltec protein skimmers with, again, the Abyzz A200 motors, a whole other series of Abyzz components, calcium reactors, things like that. Joe's gotten really good at SolidWorks and putting these together, which merges in and with all of the different aspects of CAD, right? So we go through these quickly, just bleep out the address if you see it, but pages after pages after pages, right? It takes a lot to do these projects. And then things change no matter how you look at it during the construction project, and you have to be what we call able to pivot, right? You have to be able to accommodate change. And if you don't, you're in really big trouble. This is a 38,000 gallon saltwater lagoon tank with some mangroves that be in here. And this is a swimming pool. We're working with Lucas Lagoons on this project, which has got a TV show here in America. There's a 2,000 gallon reef tank inside. All of the line sets for the plumbing go to our own dedicated pump room there. This gives you different areas of depths and whatnot for pickups and how it lays out. But it's a lot of planning. Sometimes people don't realize how much planning goes into effect to do these things.
That takes time.
Yeah, and then again, same thing. Things could change, things could develop. But we got the room. Joe just finished these last week, but we're showing the sump for the reef. This is an in-ground sump for the pool, which is the pond, and that'll be reversed. Filtration will be up and siphon the water down and into the pond. So it's going to be a super cool project, but it's outdoors. So it has 2 massive heat pumps. Here's that big sump underneath that one. And then this is another one we're doing in a building in downtown Miami in a high-rise, almost to floor 60. There's a big jellyfish aquarium. Same thing, had to get weight loads approved from the building. That's just the jellyfish. And then wait till you see this reef aquarium. It's just crazy what we've done. So Joe's gone through these different dimensions. This reef aquarium is segmented to fit into the elevator. It's 59 feet long. And it's going to hold approximately, external dimensions is 4,500 gallons. And then Joe did these different creative drawings, right? So it's 3-dimensional. If he was here, we could show you on the computer, but he can spin it, do anything and show any section of it.
Change it.
But this is going to be super cool. There's these couch seats in here, couch seat in there. And this is probably a very nice plush, velvet, red couches. And then there's overheads, so the tanks are joined with overheads, so the fish will be able to swim from one point to the other. And this is into the master suite. Oh, don't look at the name. I'll put the feeders in the different areas, and then the feeders will go off at different times, and that way the fish get tricked and they have to swim back and forth. So they get used to swimming back and forth. But that's me thinking about the animals, right? And then you go into the blueprints. But these are all renditions of the renditions, right? So you have to go through many cycles, but this is kind of the things people don't really know that we're doing that I'm showing you guys. Okay, do you have the Men in Black pen? Shall I go get it? I'll be right back. And then we gotta go. So, you know, since I have told you guys way too much confidential stuff. How does this work? There's a Men in Black pen.
Man in Black pen.
Where are we?
Where are we?
Oh,
Who am I?
we are in Florida. You guys were sleeping.
That's the best thing I remember was Reef Police, or there's one too many days.
That's how you keep company secrets.
I had the girl in the office find this for me because I thought sometimes you tell people confidential shit. I thought this would be perfect for that purpose, right? Yeah, so I don't even know what you paid, $40 or something just to get it. So now we are going to see a little 5,000 gallon beautiful coral reef aquarium.
All right, let's go then.
Yeah, of course. The tropic marine salt again? How does this happen? Ryan is up there. He's in there working on the skimmer right now. Yeah, just come on back this way a little bit around from the carpets. Abyzz motors are obviously in the corners, right? All 6 of them. The cannons, the flow cannons. And then, of course, the other 6 motors. There's 2 on this side and there's 4 on that side. No, there's 2 and there's a third one, right? Do I have 3? No, that's a Deltec motor. Probably for the calcium reactor or something else.
Yep.
Yeah, it's growing really well. So
it's definitely changed since last time we were here.
Correct. So those were the ones like back in those corners, it's a little more challenging to get to. So you actually have to dive to pull them because we usually will dive once a week, and we'll dive this Thursday this week because they have a busy week with some schedules going on. So we'll end up doing the dive this Thursday morning sometime through the aquarium. But it's, as you can tell, overgrowing.
Oh yeah.
So part of what we'll end up doing is just bringing some of the things back, because you have to be able to dive to clean the front window really well. So some of these, like these chalices, will cut back. Anything that's shading, other ones, even like this big red Monty cap that has a little bit of graft on them, we'll probably pull that back a bit. Maybe again, some of the Monties on the back, because they grow out from the light. And then the acros are overgrowing, including here too, right? You have the purple tort.
Yep.
There's the pink Cadillac right there that we got from Top Shelf Aquatics. So you look at what's overgrowing into each other, and we'll do it. And that's important. This one, the client likes a lot, so this one we don't harvest back too much. And I don't think we have to this year, but anything that comes all the way to the front, we need to harvest back. All right, well, let me take Craig only. I'm just gonna take you, Craig. Come on up with me.
I've been up there. From here, we'll enter some footage from last time.
I had the elevation right, and all I had, this was also on CAD drawings, right? Yeah. All I had was the space. The ceiling is drywall, but this, again, plywood, FRP, like a waterproof bathroom, which is what it is. When I gave it to the shop, they're like, oh, well, all the lights will go up and down at one time. I said, what do you do with the cables? And they're like, oh, they'll just go up and down. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be a fucking mess.
So guys, I know the tour has been very, very fast through the headquarters of Reef Aquaria Design, but you might have seen our video that we did, I think it was 2 years ago with Toby and some other folks, and that was a German video, so you might want to check that out for some additional footage behind the scenes, as I can't go up there right now. Yeah, we had to do that a little bit secret, so we're not allowed to show where this location is, and also what the rest of the house looks like. You'll see a glimpse in that old video where we got the allowance from the owners after showing them the footage. So, but this time we'll keep that, behind the scenes, so to say. Yeah, bear with me, folks, as we are following Jeff on this fantastic little tour that he's giving us. Company tour was, of course, very, very fast, and I'm just amazed how much stuff they have in the warehouse to just get these things going. I mean, they do wholesale, and then of course they have the the whole ChemiPure thing going on, but just for installing and maintaining those fish tanks, they have pretty much everything you might need in case of an emergency on a Saturday night when all the other stores are closed. So it is fantastic, and these guys just know how to do things. So this tank is really, I mean, it's massive. The corals are growing well, despite the fact that many will have some top-notch corals in some of the tanks, but then they are small. And of course the goal on these tanks is to have like a seamless overgrowing tank where you only see coral cover, and where just the whole thing is a piece of art. And then it doesn't really matter whether you have this $500 frag of whatever fancy color in there. It's more about the whole thing as it is perceived by the customers. That's been a great tour, and so this video will continue as we are making our way down to Miami, and then we'll go and see the Frost Museum of Science again, and from then we'll continue to go to Dynasty and show you that. So as we're traveling, of course, we're trying to get the most into those videos for you guys, and I hope you like it. If there's any questions, please feel free to comment. Yeah, I'll make sure to get some more footage with Jeff in a minute. Just a little bit of food.
A little bit, yeah.
A hint.
But that was probably the second phase. So when he first gets here, he's feeding already. So Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, we're feeding frozens during a duration. Usually it's 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours of full services, chemistry, everything. And then you'll get all the fish out. Look how big the bimaculatus are. These are the square anthias, right?
Yeah.
Those are from Australia, from Cairns Marine. And there's several very unique fish around. If you keep looking, you'll see them. There's some candy bass, there's a whole bunch. This harlequin tusk is also from Cairns Marine from Australia. The torches are doing really well now. We started putting more torches in. The A cans weren't doing as well because I think the fish were picking on them too much. Different corals.
Happens.
Yeah.
But you're also continuously feeding from that refrigerator, right?
And the dry food feeder too. So
Yeah.
we have both. The clown tang was one of the last fish I put him in small because again they get a little aggressive. Those pyramid butterflies are from Australia too. Those came in perfect condition and doing fantastic.
I love that group of Tominiensis. That's one I got as well.
The Tominensis. So there's been some more additions of
There he
acros since you were here last 3 years ago. There's 3 or 4 Tominensis in. There's 3 of them
Yeah.
right there alone.
Yeah,
And the powder
yeah, there he
blues,
goes.
there's a few powder blues, powder browns. There's some Scopus tangs that are, unusual as well. I guess that's Holy Grail torches over there. But really, it's come to its own after 5 years of operating and growing in very successfully.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
So just as a quick, chat about 5,000 gallons is a big tank.
Yeah.
The filtration space you have on this one
Yeah.
is kind of small for
Yes.
what other people would say they need for 5,000 gallons. How does that work? That you are able to put everything in such a narrow space, and that's still. I mean, you're obviously feeding a lot. There's obviously a lot of food going in, even though when there's no service staff on site. So how's that all work in that small space?
Well,
any specifics you?
Well, I think it just goes into spatial awareness, right? When you go to design a system, and you have to take what you have available and you maximize the space. So when I designed both of these sumps connected with an underground pipe, that was obviously the thing to do, because you have to skim off of both surfaces so you don't get protein hanging on the top of the aquarium. And that part is super important because you have the 6-inch transfer pipe here connecting both sumps underground. So that's where you get extra volume, and I maximize the space. And then of course we got the fluidized Deltec calcium reactor in here to keep up with the accretion of calcification. We may be dosing some liquids as well, clear water scrubbers, just a general floss reel for changing some floss. And we're administering the water through the reactor and dosing it in cycles to allow for the bioavailable calcium to be in solution on a constant basis. So you got to use, in here, in this particular situation, I went vertical, right?
Yeah.
And I've done that numerous times through the years, but this is very living proof of, proper design up front. You can have really great results in the long term with a really larger reef aquarium like this. Now, had they given me a room, 12 by 12, I could have done all of that somewhere else, but there wasn't that much space with this addition to this residence. So you have to do the best you can with what you've got.
Yeah.
You have
And
to
I guess you all-
sleep. When I'm sleeping, I'm thinking.
And you also have to have pretty good staff. I mean, these are, we're talking about houses that you cannot just run around with a bucket of water and spill a little bit here and there.
Oh, no.
So this is something else.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's floor drains here. There's a wash sink inside the other side. And everything's connected between each side of it. Ryan, of course, is doing a phenomenal job. Ryan has been a marine aquarist for probably 20 years. 25? 25 years. Yeah, 25 years. So he's been dealing with reef aquariums forever, like I have. But yeah, a proper sink, right? There's a floor drain. There's water buzzers down there. Your 4 Abyzz motors are right here, the A400s. You got the 2 Deltec 1200s with 4 motors each. So there's 8 motors running the Deltecs. GFO reactor, a calc stirrer here. You can shut off all the pumps at one time. There's ozone running. It's very well put together. Flow sensors. And again, custom welded poly sump. And then we have this huge FRP deck upstairs for serviceability and the ladder to go upstairs too. So when you're building a system like this, as you go, you get your main components in first, and then you start to plan out the square inches at the end, right? A little shelf like that we built after the fact. You'll find things mounted on the walls after the fact, right? You get your big stuff in and then you work backwards.
But again, everything is also covered, so
Well, look,
no moisture, nothing.
right, look, even our water chemistry platform, and this is acts like a double bar. Would you like a margarita or would you like a Jack and Coke?
I'll have a margarita then.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah. Yeah, but
That's
that, I mean,
beautiful.
again, that's an after too. This little shelf. I said, oh, we need a shelf. Let's put a shelf up, right? And that's how it got here. With the shelf. What did I do with that? I don't know where it went.
And what I find really amazing is that we've been upstairs last year and
Yeah.
all of this plastic covering, and you will rarely find a hole where someone put in a screw that is not needed anymore.
Yeah.
So all these things have been well thought out before
advance.
you mount all the
Yeah,
stuff.
you have to. You have to.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, so the siphon valves are here, right? The 2-inch gate valves. So you don't have the siphon noise, right? You don't have the sound.
Yeah.
Super important. So all of that gets a little balancing, right? You got to exercise the valves. There's always stuff to do. Well, I think now we should take off and go get some good lunch here.
would be a
Maybe
great
we
idea.
get seafood in Florida where you go get some seafood. Because you work so hard to keep the little fish alive, somebody's got to get even with them.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Jeff, thank you for the tour. It
Yeah.
was again a pleasure. So guys,
Some kind of a
see you
weird
soon.
disconnect. So the crest